talked about how it takes a village to raise a child, and I've always been of the opinion, no, it doesn't. It just takes a mother and a father. But it takes an engaged mother and a father, and it takes people who are engaged in their child's life. I tell you what, the stories that I've heard since I've met so many of you, devastating and heartbreaking. And I have to tell you, this is an issue that I am passionate about, and I come from it from a little different angle. I come at it not as someone who's been divorced. I've never been divorced, and I don't have children that are in a situation that you are in. But I've been able to put myself in your shoes because I'm a father and I have kids, and I can only imagine what some of you have gone through, and with mothers too. For those that don't know me, I'm Carl Wimmer. I represent the areas of Riverton, Harriman, and part of South Jordan, and I've been in the legislature for 4 years. It's been a tremendous honor. It's been a tremendous honor to serve in the legislature and to try to do some good, at least. There's a lot of people up there that I think are up there for the wrong reasons, and I try to stay grounded, try to stay humble. My wife is very good at keeping me that way, and try to remember why I went up there and why I'm in the legislature. And House Bill 197 is one of the reasons I did go up there. For those that don't know my history, worked as a police officer from 1996 until 2008, when I left and started my own security business, and I also own a landscaping business now. And they pay you more to mow lawns than they do to be a police officer, so kind of a sad thing. But this issue became important to me very early on in my career. I mean, early on in my career. I was a rookie in 1996 when I started to realize how unfair the custodial interference law was in Utah. How we had a law on the books that was completely unenforceable, a law on the books that left people completely and utterly helpless. As I developed in my career, and I moved to West Valley City, I worked the first part of my career in South Jordan City, and then moved to West Valley City, got hired by West Valley and started working there. That's where I served the last 4 years of my police career. Every single week, we would get calls from the same, and you gals in the room, please forgive me, I do have a limited scope and perspective. So I do, some of the stories I talk and some of the perspective I have come from the father side of things. So don't take any offense, please. But I saw every weekend, same guys call us, same guys pull into the police department, hoping. Matter of fact, it would set up in their court papers that they could only do the drop-off of visitation in the police department parking lot. I don't know if any of you have ever dealt with that type of thing. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's how several of these fathers. So every Friday or Saturday night, we'd have a little group of fathers in the police lobby, in the police department lobby there, and they'd be waiting, and they'd wait, and they'd wait, and no one would come. And they would say, "Look, I got my paperwork here. It says here I have visitation," and darn if they didn't have visitation. And so I'd call the spouse or whatever, and I'd say, "Hey, Mr. Jones is here to pick up the kids. Where are you at?" It's like, I'm not going to make this week. Well, you didn't make it last week either, or the week before, or whatever. And she said, "Yeah, I'm not going to make it." And there's nothing I can do. As a police officer, I'd say, "She's not going to make it. Here, fill out this paper. Fill out this report." So they'd fill out 30 of these things. They'd name everything they can do in their sleep. They'd fill out, on this date, I showed up and I didn't get visitation. And I'd make a copy of the paperwork and I'd submit it with the report. And after this happened 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times, after this happened for a year, charges, I would screen charges, and I would always get declined. You know, screening charges means you send the report up to